Everyone, well we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and the MLM we will be talking about today is Beachbody. The video we will be watching today is an informative one. It is starring someone that is, I believe, high up in the Beachbody world, and she's going to be sharing the lessons that she's learned over the years from doing Beachbody. So basically how she got to be the ultimate boss babe that she is. So we can take those lessons and implement them into our own successful Beachbody businesses, because what works for one person clearly will work for everybody else. All right, let's get started.
I am so excited to talk to you guys about the 10 biggest lessons that I've learned to help me have success in this business. And so I am really fired up to be here and to talk on this topic. So I'm going to bring you some insights and some tough love. I hope you guys are okay with tough love. I'm going to just shoot it straight. That's how I am. But I signed up for this topic and this date months ago. And then this weekend, I'm going to be sharing some stories of what happened this weekend and how I'm just really invigorated, and I'm going to give you some tough love, and I want you to realize why. And I think the universe has aligned these things to happen at the same time, which is interesting. So anyway, I'm going to start with a little background on me, my family. Let me mute everyone again. But I am someone who is not destined to be successful. My parents had me when they were really young. My mom quickly was like, I don't want a parent. And she pieced out, and she would occasionally write me letters on very prestigious letterhead from the county jail. She would call me, and the collect call from the county jail would be running as she was trying to talk to me. And so I didn't see her until I was like 13. And my great-grandparents raised me primarily, and they were in their 80s, and we didn't have any money. We lived in the inner city, and I idolized my teachers because they were my only professional role models, and I thought teachers were millionaires. I thought they made so much money and were so...
I understand wanting to share your story, but when people share stories like these in MLMs, the way that I view it is that they're doing it as, well, I came from nothing and I made it work. So you literally have no excuse but to make it work as well. Like, if I can do it, you can do it thing. And I hate that mentality. Everybody is different. Everybody has different experiences. Everybody goes through life and handles it differently. So I'm glad that she, got out of her struggles and she is a successful woman in the world. Amazing. But just because she can do it doesn't mean everybody else can.
So I put myself through school.
Also, the MLM business structure makes it impossible for everybody to succeed.
To be a teacher, and wow, that was a reality. that was a surprise when I was like, oh wait, teachers don't make any money. And led me to Beachbody, as well as a lifetime of weight issues, because my grandparents were Italian immigrants, and they literally fed me homemade desserts for breakfast every morning and right before I went to bed every night. So that's why I'm always eating beach bars and pimping out Shakeology. But anyway, so I am not somebody who would think, oh wow, she's going to be a great leader or a great coach or a really successful Beachbody coach.
Is it just because of your backstory, or just like looking at you? Like, I would never look at someone and be like, yeah, they're going to suck. They're going to fail at life. I would never look at someone like that and think that. And that's the other thing, is that like anyone really is capable of anything. I mean, you hear stories like that all the time, or people that you would think, I guess, have everything handed to them. You would think like they're, they got everything handed to them. They're bound to be successful. And they're not. It really is, and this is going to sound so MLM-y, is it really depends on how much work you put into it. You can't just step back, well, sometimes you can, and have everything handed to you. You really have to try in order to be successful.
That just shows that anybody can be successful in this business. And the reason I'm really fired up tonight, as I mentioned, is because here's a little story I want to share. So my mom, I didn't see her till I was 13. When I did see her, she was then getting married, and she then had 3 other kids. And so there's 13 years difference between me and my next group of siblings. But 2 of those siblings graduated from high school this weekend. And I was at their graduations, and I was just so moved by everything they had accomplished, because I want you to understand the kind of home that they grew up in. So it was my mom and my stepdad. They were both addicts, both using drugs, both drinking, both very violent. The cops would come every day. My sisters were removed from their home several times, called me in the middle of the night many times. They had to live with my grandparents for several years, and then their dad got out of jail and got custody of them and wouldn't let us see them. And so they lived in the worst, most toxic, most violent home you can imagine, worse than anything on the Lifetime network, any of those movies. Yet these girls raised themselves, basically, were constantly beat down physically and mentally, and they graduated with high honors in the National Honor Society, every award next to their name, every symbol that they could have earned. And I was like, oh my gosh, can you imagine what it was like for them?
I mean, I don't know what that has to do with Beachbody. I mean, you're going into what you think is just either a little side hustle or something else that's not like these are polar opposites. Like like it really sucks for her sisters, and I'm so glad that they were able to, you know, put their heads down, focus on school so that they can get out of the terrible situation that life threw at them. But what does this have to do with Beachbody?
Every day to live in that home, but to go to school and to do the things they had to do to graduate with high honors. And then I check my messages, and I have messages from some coaches saying, this is just really hard.
I knew it. Manipulative tactic. Like, did you grow up the way that I did? Did you grow up like my sisters did? No, this is not hard. You don't know what hard is.
I was like, you have got to be kidding me, right? Sometimes what they did, what those girls did, that's hard. Sitting on your couch and sending invites to people from your smartphone in a safe environment, which I'm assuming many of you have a safe environment, that's not hard. So don't ever come to any of us and say, this is really hard. This is really discouraging, because there are people out there doing things that are a heck of a lot harder than you posting a selfie to social media.
Yes, of course. You can always, and you know what? I'm sure people could say that they've had a harder life than her sisters, and you can even compare worse lives from other people. You can always find someone who's had it worse. It just depends on how everybody handles it. And to be constantly hearing no's all day long can be discouraging and can be difficult. And another thing that is like contradictory in a lot of MLMs, but like especially Beachbody, is that a lot of them will say, this is a really easy thing. This job is so easy. Like, it really doesn't require much. It only requires a couple hours a day, pockets of your time, blah, blah, blah. But then other people turn around and say, like, if anyone tells you this is easy, they're lying. This job is hard. It's a lot of hard work. It's hard. So, which is it? It depends on who you talk to. They're either, blah, 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 see? Brain moving not as fast as my mouth. And then I just think about what I just said. It's either really easy, like she says, where you just take selfies and there we go. That's not what it is. It's way more effort than that. Or it's really difficult and it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of time. So which is it? I'm going to go with the one where it's a lot of time and a lot of hard work, because we see you have to be constantly talking to people, constantly telling people how great this is, posting on social media about how much you love it. And it may not be physically exhausting, but it's definitely emotionally exhausting. And I guess it can be physically exhausting because, you're doing it for a lot of your day, and your, mental exhaustion can lead to physical exhaustion. It's how it is.
You showing up on your stories, you snapping a picture of your salad. Like, get a grip. This is not hard. So if I could do this business and those girls could do what they did, every single person on this call can achieve whatever they want this year. And you just need to understand that this is not hard. There are a lot of harder things out there.
Yes, of course. Just like how other people probably had more difficult things happen to them in their life. You can always, when you do the comparison thing, it's never good. Because then this is more mentally messing with people, because what they think, they may be on this call like, oh, this one who's in the top, like, she's awesome. Like, I want to learn some tips and tricks from her. And then the first thing she tells you is, this isn't hard, and basically shut up if you're complaining. What if you're on here because, like, you have been struggling? Like, I've gotten no yeses. I've only sold Beachbody to, like, 2 people. I'm posting daily. I'm really trying. And then to hear, well, this isn't hard. This is how they mentally screw with people.
So Let me get into my 10 lessons that I've been wanting
Oh, great that wasn't even a lesson.
to share with you for a few months. Number one is you are your brand. Not Beachbody, not the 21-day fix, not Autumn, not Shakeology. Amateurs hide behind labels, but pros lead with themselves. And so I want you to go to your social media and look at it. And does it scream Beachbody coach? Does it scream Beachbody? Because if so, that is leading with Beachbody and not leading with yourself. If you were to take out all the fitness posts, all the Beachbody posts, all the energized posts, what would be left? Would people still want to join you? Because I see, and I struggled with this as a new coach. I thought, okay, I'm a coach. I now have to put on my coach hat and be on.
But don't they tell you that you have to sell the brand? Like you're a product of the product? So share the product, but don't make it all about the product and the company that you're selling and you work for. But do that, because then they're like, well, did you post about this today? Did you say this? Did you have this? You're not sharing enough about Beachbody. Oh, well, you're not sharing enough about yourself. That's why nobody's following you. So it's either too much or too little, not enough, or too much. Everything is just so contradictory in Beachbody.
My high horse and motivate people and post all about fitness. And it just wasn't resonating with people because that wasn't me. And people weren't getting to know who I was. They were just seeing these random fitness posts. It's not a sweaty selfie that is going to get somebody to join you. It is digging deeper, sharing those deeper struggles, and being who you are authentically. So,
but if you're sharing the product and showing that you're using the product, that would sell the product. But of course, you're selling a lifestyle. You're not selling a product.
For me, at the beginning, I tried to act like I liked working out and that I was, I knew more than I knew. And then finally one day I thought, you know what, I'm just going to be real and tell people I don't like exercise. I like to eat donuts and I am never going to stick to this plan 100%. And that is when my business took off, when I was authentically me. What is your story? You have to find that and you have to share that religiously and relentlessly. I had a coach I was recently doing a call with, and she said, I really like fitness, but I don't want to talk about that. And I'm really fit, but I try not to do the hard moves in my stories because I don't want to intimidate people or turn them away. And I'm like, no, stop being someone else. Be you. You need to attract the people who are like you, who want to do those hard moves, who like fitness. So if your thing is that you love fitness, embrace that. If you don't like it, embrace it. So find who you are and lead with you and your life. If you go to my page, it's not a lot of any Beachbody, but I still recruit a ton of people every month. So do not try to emulate people you're not, any other coaches. I don't follow any other coaches.
They're also going to follow you because my guess is that she has the aesthetically pleasing Instagram, the perfect life that she portrays out there that more than likely is not true behind the scenes.
Not even my own coaches. When I do one-on-ones, I'm like, what's your Instagram handle? Let me check out your page, because I don't want other people's words and pictures and things in my head. Last year at Summit, this was so embarrassing. I saw a coach that I know and I was like, oh my gosh, hi, is your husband here? And she's like, oh, we're getting divorced. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't follow anybody, so I don't know what's going on. So if you are spending so much time every day looking what every other coach is doing, you need to stop. You need to figure out who you are and be true to you. I spend so much time in my Instagram DMs responding to other coaches, and I'm like, why are you talking to me and not working your own business? Like, you're wasting my time. Stop watching other people's stories. And
you're wasting my time. Wouldn't you be excited to help other people who are on this life-changing, wonderful journey along with you, who just have questions? That's the thing, is that people want to know they want to follow exactly what she did. Like, it's literally like, if I just carbon copy what she did, then I'll be successful. But that's more than likely not how it is. My guess is she got in relatively early in Beachbody, and that is why she's as successful as she is, because that is the secret in MLMs. Get in early, you're more than likely going to be successful.
just do you and be you. One of my favorite new coaches, she said to me, there was another coach really trying to recruit, but I didn't sign up with her because she's like really fit and into her meal plan. And I saw you and I was like, that girl works out, but she definitely says yes to tacos. I'm going to sign up with her. So be you and you're going to find the right people. Okay, number 2 is going to sound a little contradictory at first, but hang with me.
Well, I mean, this is an MLM, so that's just what you guys do.
Stop making it about you, right? You're like, told me to make it all about you. Your brand has to be you, but I think a lot of times we get caught up in our own egos and we don't do the things we need to do because we're so concerned about what people are going to think of us or what this is going to do. What you have to understand is that someone's life could be dramatically changed because
that is true in a more than likely negative way.
You had the courage to send that invite or to make that post. It is your responsibility to share this with other people. And when you can,
that's crazy. It's your responsibility to share this opportunity with other people. And if they don't want to join, that's their loss. It's these words. It's your responsibility to share some shakes and some workouts with somebody. Seriously?
It to something bigger outside of yourself, it becomes so much easier to show up, to send those invites, to make the post, to do the hard posts and calls to action that feel uncomfortable. But when people need to see and experience what you have, you're going to be motivated to do it. I always think before Beachbody, I always think, why didn't I know about this 10 years ago? It would have saved me so many years of weight issues and yo-yo dieting and hating myself. And then the debt that I got into, why didn't I know about this sooner? And so every day I sit down and I think, who is that girl out there? Who is for Beachbody? I need to write this post and speak directly to her. And so get outside of your head, make it about something bigger, about having a purpose of helping other people, and you're going to be able to show up more easily. Number 3, don't limit your vision based on your current situation. Don't limit your vision based on your current situation. So another little story for you. In 2017, I ended the year as a 5-star, but quickly in 2018, one of those coaches quit. And the other 2 stars I had were me and my second business owner and my husband. And I'm like, okay, I have basically 2 coaches, but I'm going to hit 15-star this year. I didn't let my barely any coaches hold me back from the goals that I
barely any coaches. When you have 2-star, well, I mean, your husband doesn't really count, but another star diamond, which I believe means they have, oh goodness, is it 12 people on their team for it to be a diamond? Maybe it's more. It could be more.
set. So I did my vision board. I put 15-star on there. I shifted how I worked my business. I went through my downline. I hand selected the coaches I knew could do it and put them in a pod. And we pushed and we worked. And by July, we hit 15-star. So in January,
you did, not we. Even though they have to do a lot of work so that you can fit, so that you can get 15-star diamond. But you get 15-star diamond. They don't get anything for having a coach be 15-star diamond. Now, they get nothing, but you get something.
I had 2 working coaches that were like legit. And then by July, I had 15, more than 15. So wherever you are right now, you can hit any goal you want by the end of the year. So don't say, oh my gosh, I have emerald, I'm barely hanging on to diamond. How am I ever going to get to 5-star? How am I going to get to elite? It can happen. You just have to choose to make it happen. And then,
well, you're dependent on other people to join your team, stay on your team, create their own downline, those people to stay, other people to, again, stay on every single month. Like, it is a lot to constantly maintain, checking in on your coaches, making sure they're still happy. Like, this is still a life-changing opportunity. All the life-changingness, I know you haven't seen it yet, but it's coming. Just make sure to keep staying and paying for Beachbody.
Put in the work and shift your priorities and the way you're doing things. Number 4, make your dreams come true so that you can help other people make their dreams come true. So this kind of goes back to the one about connected to something bigger. But a lot of times we are afraid of failure, but we're also afraid of success. So for me,
Are people afraid of success? Like, are people afraid of succeeding, or is it like they're scared of the work that it's going to take in order to succeed? Maybe that's what she means by that. Because if I was successful, like really, really successful, I don't think I'd be scared. I'd be pretty content.
personally afraid of success because I didn't grow up in a family that had anything, had money. And I started to make money and I'm like, okay, now I feel uncomfortable making money. Like I don't want to be too flashy. I don't want to buy this car that I want.
Okay. That makes sense.
This house that I want, because then what will people think of me? But then I thought, how can I use this money for good to help my family? So when somebody has car issues, I can be like, here, I can help you. No, I don't expect anything in return. When it's the season of weddings and graduations right now, and back in my teacher days when I was barely making my bills, I'd be like, oh, I have to go to this graduation party, or I'd pray that I didn't get invited to a wedding because then I'd have to give a gift even if I didn't go to the wedding, right? Or going to a bridal shower, I'd have to be like, oh my gosh, I hope they don't realize that I bought the cheapest thing on the registry. And now I can buy whatever gift I want to buy.
Now, this is just me. If you are getting invited to a wedding or you are getting invited to be a bridesmaid, your friends will know your situation. Your friends will understand your situation. Hopefully, they don't hopefully expect to have the most grandest, biggest gifts because they understand that you're a teacher working on a teacher's salary. Just being there for them on their big day or being a part of the wedding is a gift in itself. For real friends with real friendships who don't care about monetary items or, physical items. Like, okay, so, whatever, you bought them a cute little, like, plates and bowls set instead of the $300 KitchenAid mixer that they wanted. They should not love you less as a friend and care about you less as a friend because you bought something that wasn't the most expensive thing. I get that maybe that's how she wants to show her love. Maybe she's a gift-giving person. She can now afford to give the gifts that she's always wanted to give people. But if they are real friends, then they will understand and they don't expect to have the most expensive gifts given from you.
And that is such a blessing. So when I learned to take all of the, oh my gosh, I'm earning all this money for me, and I shifted it to this is the money that I can then pay forward and gift to other people and help people in other ways, it became so much more rewarding. And then think about the coaches that you have on your team, who you are going to impact by helping them to be financially free or quit their jobs or whatever it may be. So make your dreams come true so you can help other people. Number 5 is simple. Figure it out. Everything you need to know is on Google or YouTube. And the coaches who are most successful are the ones who are out there figuring it out on their own. Every coach on this team, you have an amazing upline who has an amazing training and team page and resources and all of that jazz. And so you have all of the information you could ever need at your fingertips. And then guess what? You have a whole university out there called Google. So if you want to be a leader, if you want to be a successful coach, you need to figure it out on your own.
Okay, so yes, she is correct that, in order to make anything work, you just have to throw yourself out there and actually try and, fail a couple times, see what works, see what doesn't. But isn't that the whole point of these calls and the fact that they do these calls weekly or daily or whatever is in order to help people know what they need to do instead of just saying, well, go out there and figure it out on your own. I don't know what to tell you. Then why am I in this call? Why was I told to come to this call? Like, aren't you supposed to be teaching me how I can be more successful? Like, what more can I do? But, I mean, it's true. What did these coaches say? What do they say? Like, the real thing is just talk to people. Ask people to join. Eventually someone will say yes. Oh, you talked to 300 people? Talk to 300 more. It's really the only advice they can give is just keep asking until a bunch of people say yes and you have a giant downline underneath you and the money is flooding upwards.
Number 6. This is my favorite one, kind of. I learned this from Keith Callahan's book, Build to Last. It's faith, enthusiasm, and action. So he says everything you do should be rooted in faith, enthusiasm, and action. I want to break those three down. So faith is faith in this business. You have to believe in what we do. You have to believe that we have a gift, that you have an ethical obligation to share this with other people.
An ethical obligation to share Beachbody with other people. Faith in the business. It's not the business that's bad, guys. It's just you're not working hard enough. It's the business can't be bad. Look at all these people who are successful. They've made it work. Why can't you?
Because it will change their life. And you have to believe in yourself. That's the most important component here, is you have to believe in yourself. So I am actually finishing my doctorate degree in educational leadership. I'll be done in a few months. And for the past 6 years, I have been focusing my research on self-efficacy, which is the belief you have in your own abilities that you can achieve a goal. And so I started this program before I found Beachbody, was immersed in this self-efficacy theory. And so then I started Beachbody, and I knew I had to believe in myself. The key to success is that belief in yourself. Because
see, it's on you. It's not on the company. It's on you.
People who have high levels of self-efficacy are more likely to set larger goals, more likely to work harder, and more likely to persevere in the face of difficulties. People who have low levels of self-efficacy, who don't believe in themselves that much, are more likely to set lower goals and to quit and to not work very hard. So when I signed up,
this is true within reason, but this is also another way to put it out there that, like, well, you're clearly not working hard enough. You clearly are not making the big enough goals because your goals are not big enough. Otherwise you would be succeeding, even though everybody's idea of big goals is subjective. But in MLMs, it's, if you don't want to be a millionaire and drive a fancy car and go to weddings and splurge on everything, then you suck. I don't know what more there is.
Okay, there is no quitting and there is no failing, because that is embarrassing. And I will never be a quitter and I will never be a failure. That is not an option. I am going to work and I am going to believe in myself. And so I've been in a few groups where people say, like, oh, what are you guys struggling with right now? And the thread blows up with, I'm really doubting myself. I don't believe I could be successful. And I'm like, oh gosh, thank goodness I'm not the one who has to go live and talk on this topic, because I would.
That's such a common topic for anyone that's doing anything for themselves. They have self-doubt and they have, moments where they're like, I don't know if I should be doing that. That's normal. But to make it seem like, ugh, I'm glad I don't have to do that. Like, it's so rude to think that, like, well, they're just thinking down on themselves, so I can't help them because I think so highly of myself, which is also good. I mean, you should, but
be ruthless, but you all have the ability to believe in yourself. And if you are sitting here doubting your abilities to be successful, that is your number one block. I have a lot of coaches who do all the things. They check off all the boxes every day, but then they don't see the results. And it comes down to, do you have the belief in yourself?
That's not how this works. You could have 100% belief in yourself and 0% belief in yourself, and if you're both doing the same thing, it all depends on who you contacted and if anybody said yes. That's it.
That research shows belief in yourself is more important than talent. Anybody out there, they did several studies, people who rated themselves more highly were more successful than the people who were just naturally talented or gifted. So you have to have faith and belief in yourself. Enthusiasm. Everything you do has to be enthusiastic.
She put that on real quick. Like, you have to be really happy and upbeat and everything's awesome and it's a great life-changing opportunity. Make sure to share that with everyone. We have a great life.
So I learned this, that it's enthusiasm and joy that sells. It's not the fact. It's not all the ingredients of Shakeology. It's how excited you are. People buy into your joy before they buy into anything else. So don't ever show up on social media looking anything but so ecstatic and happy, even on the hard days.
Really? But yet you're supposed to be authentically yourself. So what if you're having a bad day, you're sharing that you feel crappy today, it sucks, like life is throwing you a lot of hard stuff at the moment and you don't feel like being upbeat and happy, but now you have to. You're forced to.
And then action. You can't just sit here and believe in yourself and be happy. You have to actually get out there and take massive action. You have to work so hard. And there's that cliche quote.
You have to work so hard. But wasn't it easy? Huh. Weird.
Of, entrepreneurs are the ones who are willing to work a few years like most people won't work, so they can live the rest of their lives like most people will never get to live. And that's exactly what I have done, and what all of the successful coaches on this call have done. Is we sacrificed a lot at the beginning, and now we're able to live how we want to live. So you have to ask yourself,
but I mean, how long do you need to sacrifice in your MLM until you're not seeing the results that the people at the top are seeing? And I've said this before, especially in Beachbody, if you look at the top coaches, there's a theme to them. Anyone that's at the top, there's a specific theme. And if you go and look, you'll know what I'm talking about. Not saying that anyone else can't be successful. I mean, anyone, I guess, can be in Beachbody, but it's not really seen very often for anybody else to break into that top 10. I think they have maybe like one new top 10 girl each year who's like number 10, maybe number 9. But for the most part, even like new girls who are coming in have a specific look to them.
Are you willing to make those short-term sacrifices and take action? Number 7 kind of goes along with that. When you sort of try, you sort of get results. As I said, this business isn't hard. It's simple. And you just have to do the basics, but you have to do them big, and you have to do them consistently. Obviously, that is key.
So it's easy, but it's hard. You have to work a lot doing the easy things. Huh?
Fast start. I wasn't somebody who was making 6 figures in their first year, or getting a ton of Success Club points, but I have been consistent over 4 years, and that is what has paid off. Number 8, confidence is a decision. I learned this from Brendan Burchard. I went to his High Performance Academy, and he said, in adulthood, confidence is a decision. And I hear this a lot from people. I lack confidence. I'm really afraid to put myself out there. And I'm just like, girl, you choose to be confident. You choose every day whether or not you're going to carry yourself with confidence, or you're going to be meek and let your ego take over. So confidence is a decision. Number 9, success doesn't come from developing your business. It comes from developing you. So the most important work you can do is on yourself. It's not the Instagram training. It's not the Facebook ads training. It is you and who you need to become.
It's not from selling the product. It's from literally transforming yourself, because you're not selling a product, you're selling a lifestyle, which has to do with you and how you carry yourself and how you portray yourself. Because if other people see online that you have this wonderful, perfect life, they're going to want that as well. But, make sure you're also authentically you, but you're happy about it all the time.
So what I do now tactically is pretty similar to what I did when I was an Emerald. I just grew into the leader that I had to be. And I don't think, as a new coach, I'd be able to have the team and lead the team that I have. I had to grow into that role. And then lastly is believe in abundance, not scarcity. So I learned this early on. My coach helped me with this. In my first month, it was the end of the month, and I had hit Success Club, and I said, I have more people ready to sign up, but I'm going to make them wait until next month. And she was like, no. You can't have that mindset of scarcity. You need to sign them up now and know that you're going to have so many people next month. And so I took her advice, and I did that. And I've never told somebody to wait, or that I was no longer accepting applications, unless they're trying to be a coach and it's like the last day of the month and I want them to have a whole month for success starters. I don't save people. I don't say, enrollment's going to start in so many days. I'm like, if you want to sign up now, let's do it. because I have always operated from the place of abundance, where there are millions of people, literally there are millions of people out there who need what we have to offer.
Oh, we need them. Oh my goodness. I had no idea I needed this in my life. Like, I think I know I don't need it.
And I know that there's enough room at the top that we could all be getting 100 Success Club points or more every single month.
No. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of room at the top, but the business structure is not built for that. There's only so much room you can get, like, around the here, and then it's, like, really, really limited over at the top.
And then there'd still be more people out there to help. So I always operate with abundance, the abundance mindset. I think that
everyone is a victim, or you can sell to. Same thing in MLMs.
Is definitely key. And if you were somebody who was like, oh, I'm so scared I'm not going to hit Success Club, you know, you're blocking yourself and you're blocking those people. Okay. So that was quick, but that's all I have for you guys. I just wanted to come in here and give you those. I can repeat them. I see people asking what I did.
They're like, what did you just say in these 20 minutes? Like, what did I learn anything?
So number 1 is you are your brand. Be authentic to you. Number 2 is stop making it about you. Connect to something bigger. Have a larger why and purpose. Number 3 is don't limit your vision on your current situation. Number 4 is make your dreams come true so you can make other people's dreams come true. Number 5 is figure it out. Number 6 is faith, enthusiasm, and action. Number 7 is when you sort of try, you sort of get results. Number 8 is confidence is a decision. 9 is focus on PD more than business development. Personal development is more important than business development. And then 10 is believe in abundance, not scarcity. Because we're ending early, I want you to go do the things you got to do. Go take the action. So whether that's posting or sending invites or posting or doing your stories, go do them. Don't overthink it. Just go. Thank you, guys.
Bye, Beachbody lady. The end is whether you need to go post or send invites or post some more. Like, that's all they do in their business is post about the products, post about their lifestyle, try and get other people to join underneath them and tell them what a life-changing opportunity this is. That is the job. Sending invites to strangers online, which is why people do these videos of like, here's what I did. She said nothing. She said nothing besides, be confident in yourself, get out there and do. It's literally just changing you. It's all on you. Like, the reason why you're not being successful right now is because of you, not because of Beachbody. Beachbody is a product you need, and it's life-changing, and it's required for the millions of us who need this. No, thank you. And that wasn't that wasn't anything. I would be so disappointed if I was in this and I'm like, oh my god, she's at the top, like, she's made this work, like, what information, what did she do? And then you just be like, post more, talk to people, change who you are, be positive, change who you are, be a positive, wonderful person who believes in the product, because it's not the product that's the problem. It's clearly you. You need to change you and your mindset, and then everything around you will change. Everyone already does that in MLMs. They try. They really, really try. If that's all it took, we would see so many more people succeeding in MLMs on the daily than the 99% of them that fail that we see all the time via the income disclosure statements. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk all things Beachbody in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!